morning. It's October 12th. I just finished meditating. Yeah. So what happened was, let me get to the wait, because it was a lot. It was a lot. Okay. I meditated one with the light on, which I think I'm going to keep doing only because I can see more color that way. And I think it is the light, like the reflection of it in your eyelids. And then I was able to see a shift in color. It was really interesting. It was really interesting. Yeah. So it started off with the it was just beaming. It was beaming. It was hard. One, it was, I sensed resistance. I just sensed resistance from the beginning. There was this feeling of resistance. But then it was like just beaming from the top. And it was this the two colors that it kept shifting back and forth between was this red purple. It was a red purple. And then it would go into this more blue purple. So like a darker purple, violet color. So it would go from red and then to like a red tint to it, and then like a darker purple. And so it would start from up here. And then there was a moment where it there was movement. It was very subtle movement, and it was like it would create like the again. That I remember having something similar. It was like the bottom part of the heart, where it's like this, but then like the little curve, but not completely. And it would do that, and then it's kind of stopped like there, and then it would get smaller. So it was like almost like if they're touching, but it was like the cup, like the both sides were going like this, and then it would just kind of, so it was never completely closed, but it was yeah, like not closed, but then it would, it's just weird. But it would do that. It would do that. I did that for a while, but there wasn't like a strong wave. Like sometimes it's the shadow. Like if you had the paintbrush, and let's say you're doing watercolor, and it was where the color bleeds, where it's like dark, like depending on how much paint you have on your paintbrush, and then sometimes the darkness follows. There was no dark tail to it, if that makes sense. Like it was just the like the movement would just kind of start from here. Yeah, like that. So and there was no darkness here. It was just like a movement like this, and then something like that, and then that stopped, and then I saw more of the purple darkness tail, if you will, on this side, right on my right side. So for you it's opposite. And this side, that's when I started feeling the resistance. Like on this side, like there was no, like there was just resistance. I just felt resistance. And it just felt like it was a lot of resistance. A lot of resistance from this side. There was something else that happened after that. But then, so then this side kind of calmed down. It kind of calmed down. And then it started going like this, like bleeding out almost. But it wasn't strong. Like it was like just gentle. and then it would like kind of feed into this side almost. This side, it just kind of like it just like if like this one had to be calm in order for this side to like it was the weirdest thing. because I hadn't seen it like this before. So this one like kind of toned it down a little bit. And then on this side, it started like if you have your paintbrush and it's bleeding out, like, but the weird thing was that it felt like it was bleeding towards me. like usually I'll see it and it's like a painting that I'm watching, but I'm in it with it, like in this 3 or 4D experience almost. Or is it 5D? I don't know. No. It's like just 3D, 4D, where I'm in it there, but nothing's coming at me. Like it's just like I'm with it in that moment, like as I'm experiencing it. But this time it was like this side kind of toned down a little bit till the future, I guess. And then it kind of bled into this side at the bottom, so I could see the dark shadow moving this way. And then this side just started like it just kind of like, you know, like cloud, yeah, like clouds, like what time is it? 'Cause I have to go to work, log on to work. I said it was like it just like it not bubbled up, but it was just, it looked like a cloud. Smoke. Okay. You know when a house is burning? Yeah. When a house is burning and then it creates that smoke that kind of comes out of it, and then it changes color. The smoke changes color, right? It'll be really dark at first and then it'll get white, depending on, or the opposite maybe, depending on when the water gets like, try to put out the fire, right? So it gave it that sense of motion, the cloud motion of just like and because it wasn't like a nice smooth, no, it was like it was just like very cloud smoke like, but it was coming towards me at the same time, like and it almost like made my eye uncomfortable because I kept, even though my eyes are closed, there was more pressure on this eye. Like it was just a weird, like I haven't experienced like that where it feels like it's coming towards me and it's putting pressure on my eye. That's what it felt like. And I was just like, and I have my eyes closed, so I'm just like, oh, it's just uncomfortable. Like I felt like I had to close my eyes a little more. Because it was coming towards, it felt like it was occurring in front of me, but then it was like coming towards me at the same time. I was like, what the heck? And I felt the pressure on, and I still feel it. I still feel the pressure on this eye a little bit more. So I thought that was weird. I thought that was weird. I hadn't experienced that. I hadn't experienced like that before. Yeah, so I went to go move my car this morning, and I must have forgotten. I didn't write it down. Yubi thought she might have remembered, but I didn't. I was supposed to move my car at 12 a.m. and I didn't. I thought it was like typical 9, 8. No, it was at 12 a.m. So guess what? I got myself another golden ticket today. So I'm like, So I'm like, okay, well, I got a ticket. Might as well keep it there until next Tuesday. Paying 85 bucks for it to stay there until next Tuesday. This one's cheaper. It's only 85 bucks. I was like, okay, 10 bucks cheaper. That's good. But I mean, I'm gonna leave on Saturday, so at least I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the week. I will leave on Sunday to back home, back to Upland. So I'll be there for a week, and then I'll come back, and I'll probably stay up here for Thanksgiving, maybe. And maybe I won't cook a turkey, but maybe I'll cook a chicken. I want to try out this oven. So I don't want to get a big bird. Maybe I will do turkey. Meh. I don't know. I haven't. Yesterday, I haven't had like, well, I guess I had canned chicken, but I haven't had like actual chicken where I had to cook it. I've been eating more fish and tuna. Oh, excuse me. But I want to use the oven with a bird to see if I can gauge it, like because I noticed like it cooks really fast on the outside, so I need to find the right temperature, so that it doesn't like burn on the outside until the inside gets cooked, you know. So I want to play around with that. So I'll probably stay up here for Thanksgiving, and then go back home for Christmas, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to speak to that. Yesterday, I tried this. So I guess baseball's been like this thing lately. And I think I might have mentioned it. I mentioned to my cousin. Or maybe I didn't. Or maybe I did. I don't know. I had mentioned to my cousin about, you know, me considering converting from being a Dodger fan to a Giants fan. And she's you know, well, they're a major Dodgers fan, and they were telling me, well, they grew up with that, and I said, well, I didn't really grow up. It'd be different if I grew up going to Dodger games, but I never did. It was, excuse me, through my ex that this whole like baseball world was really, I was really introduced to it, or you know, to where I got embedded in it, because I didn't play sports in college or in high school because I was busy taking AP courses that I was failing. I mean, I was barely making it. I was too smart for like the regular classes, but when I would get to AP courses, it was just like, I mean, some of them I did well in, but most of them I averaged out in them, you know. And they happen to be during the end of the day, and usually sports, you have to have that at the end of the day because sometimes you have to leave early, you know, for games and all that stuff and practice. And I remember one year I did want to try soccer. that was one thing I did want to try, and learn is soccer. Even though I really enjoyed basketball, I enjoy watching basketball a lot, especially the last 5 minutes of the game. I mean, anything is possible in the last 5 minutes of the game. So that's always like one of my favorite times. Is like, and I'm not one for watching sports on TV. I'd rather play it. Especially with baseball. Like baseball is just one of those, like, I might have mentioned it, where it's just like we're just like, and then something happens, and then you're all, In basketball, it's more like, like back and forth, right? And soccer is the same way. It's like back and forth, and I like that feeling of like, like what's gonna happen. But I've learned to watch baseball, right? And I prefer to go to a physical game than to watch it on TV. I prefer to play the game than to watch it on TV. So anyways, with my ex, he's the one that introduced Dodger, like, sports to me. And I got the opportunity to play co-ed softball with him and his cousins. And otherwise I would have never done. And he worded it in a way where he's just like, if you don't do this now, because I was ambivalent about it. Like, you know, this may be your only chance to learn how to play a sport. I was like, okay. Well, that was enough for me. I'm like, that's true. And I loved it. I enjoyed it. We did it for I don't know how many years. I think it wasn't until like, because we were all around the same age, the cousins, and so it's just like when people started having babies, then people started dropping off like flies. Until they were like, and then they would try to come back as a way, like that was their de-stressor or whatever. But anyways, so I was a Dodger by association. And so I was telling my cousin, I was just like, you know, this is a new chapter for me. Like, I think I'm considering becoming a Giants fan just as a way to create this new identity for myself. And it'd be different, I think, if it was part of my childhood, but it really wasn't. And Not to say, I mean, I love the Dodgers. They always gonna have a special place in my heart. But you know, I mean, I remember when my ex and I took this trip to, we decided to hit up some. One of our goals was to hit up all the stadiums across the nation. And so one year he actually planned it. He planned a trip. It was the first time he planned a trip for us, and I was freaking nervous because I was so controlling, and I was always the planner, and but I was so overwhelmed with work that I was like, I can't plan this. And I was learning. That's when I started learning to set like my boundaries. And so he's like, I'll plan it. I'm like, are you sure? Because it was hard for me to let go of that control and trust that he would do it. And yeah, so he did, and I was surprised. I was like, oh wow, this actually was a lot of fun. And I had just transitioned to a new role too, and I think that's what was stressing me out, was that it was a new role, and I was learning about that. But anyways, so he did a really great job. We went to Colorado. Oh, I loved it there. Like the stadium. One, I was blown away by the fact that they had like so many police women instead of police men. But just the feel of the state, it was just different than the like Dodgers. It was just different, and that felt more aligned with me. And I'm wondering if maybe it's gonna be the same feeling if and when I ever go to a Giants game. I don't know. I mean, I felt it a little in St. Louis too when we went to that stadium, but Colorado was, Colorado Rockies, that really felt more aligned. And so I'm considering switching. So also, anyways, so yesterday, where was I going with the story? Yesterday I decided to put the game in the background. I wasn't gonna watch it. I was just gonna check in on it here and there. But I decided to indulge, and there's this Mr. Pickle sandwich shop around the corner, and they're not too far from here. And I've always wanted to try it, so I did. Freaking delicious. But I had ginger, and I had like my pill, cause it was gonna hurt. I knew it was gonna hurt. And it did break out a little bit. My stomach was like bloated a little bit, but with the ginger and my pill, I was able to handle it. So why was I saying that? Oh, because it was chicken. It was chicken. I had chicken for the first time in a long time. And so where was that going with that? Chicken. Thanksgiving. Cooking a bird. Some type of bird. Not sure what kind, to try out the stove. So that's all. Random, but take care. Bye. Hi. My name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And And so I hope that as I'm living this experience, and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, you know, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and you know, we'll see what else comes next for me. So